All right, so set this up. There was this, I guess, an Alberta pizza joint. I know absolutely nothing about this pizza joint, other than that they refused to check people's vaccine status and therefore decided to flaunt the legislation. And because of that, they were going to be shut down by the police. And so, what we are going to be watching is the police going to shut this down. And yeah, so enjoy the Schadenfreude, I guess.
Without Papers Pizza is a local restaurant here in Calgary who, as unfortunate as it is faced with the
I should
circumstances
say
that we all
this is the first time I've seen this dude. I have no clue who he is. He must be a new reporter. He looks young as shit, and his name is Sidney Fizzard. I don't know why the name Fizzard makes me laugh, but if this is a real last name, this is incredible. Fizzard. Like he's a wizard, but he's been drinking too much Diet Pepsi. I've lost my goddamn mind.
Yeah, you really have.
How many people do you know named Sidney Fizzard? All right, it's just a weird name.
I don't. Yeah, no, it's a weird
Listen,
name.
we went the
I'm
whole
on
last
board.
video not bringing up the mole in the middle of the last dude's head. Okay.
All right, fair enough. That's true. Until just now, you did wait.
Listen, if we're gonna clip it and throw it on YouTube, I don't want them to go away thinking I'm just gonna like body shame the dude, you know. But also fuck Denis Rancourt. That guy's terrible. But anyways, here, Sidney Fizzard, tell us about pizza.
are. Right now, as it stands, vaccine mandates are coming into play across the world, and it's unfortunate that so many, even though they are opposed to the situation going on, have decided to remain silent. Well, not here. Without Papers Pizza has decided to take a stand, one that so many people are afraid to. But why? Why are they afraid to make this stand when they know what the consequences are? Yesterday, local authorities decided to take away their benches that they had in the front. And
He's so
as a
captivating too.
response,
Right?
Without
Like, we're really
Papers decided to put out milk crates so that people could sit while they were bringing out free pizza for all to enjoy, regardless of whether or not you've got your
for all
vaccine.
to enjoy.
And that is the challenge. As it stands right now, Calgary has implemented a vaccine passport mandate for local restaurants, requiring them to ask people for their vaccination status.
Yeah.
Now, as I told you, this restaurant is going against that mandate. But what is going to happen next? Local authorities have already ramped it up, and every day it seems to be an escalation of the situation. So, as it stands today, the restaurant is still continuing on. Pizza is still coming out the door for anybody who wants a slice.
This is the only restaurant that's come out against discrimination.
This
Oh,
is
for fuck's sake!
what, the discrimination thing. It's gonna get a lot worse.
Yeah. Is it? Oh no.
You know it's gonna get worse. This is
Ah.
fascism, and ironic that the woke identitarian communists didn't come to the rescue of local hardworking Italians. Listen, I thought the Italians were the fascists. He looks like an annoying customer. They're all annoying customers.
Against an identifiable group of people. And I'll never show my papers to anybody. It's private information. This here.
I'll never show my papers to anyone. Here's my
And proceeds to show papers.
Now this guy's story is going to be somewhat tragic. I have some sympathy for him, but the analogy he's going to make here is so silly. But let's hear what he has to say.
These are the papers that my father was forced to carry during the Second World War. He couldn't be outside the camp without these papers. So I absolutely refuse, as a Japanese Canadian, to show my papers to anybody. They cannot force me to carry papers again. This is ridiculous. What they're doing is discrimination and segregation. It's like.
So there is a difference, is there not, between being forced without your consent into a camp and being monitored and given papers so they can document that you're a particular race, such as like the reasons why we're holding you in this camp, right? There's a difference between that and going, hey, there's this thing called a global pandemic which could kill people. Can you please get a vaccine before you eat pizza?
Yeah, it's still a little different, huh?
Like slightly different weights, you know? Racially segregating people because you're being racist because of a war, bad. Making sure people don't spread disease while eating pizza, good. I think those they're two different things, you know? I think people should be granted the experience to be able to tell the difference. Quickly pick up on it. No, exactly. If we just started rounding up all the anti-vax people and putting them in camps and like actually like putting markers on them and making like controlling their every movements and stuff like this, they will very quickly realize the difference between that and like not being able to eat at their favorite pizza joint.
In the South, they had whites only restaurants, and colored people had to eat in the back. I say, not in my Canada. Never.
I applaud the man for saying, you know.
So, and
I
then
thought he was going to say, I applaud the man for saying colored. I really thought he was going to say it.
no, I thought this was a different person, which is why I paused it. But just like, I did want to pause on the racial analogy there too, as if like, I don't know. Again, refusing business to someone because of their race is a little different than going, hey, maybe before you drink a glass of beer in our establishment, we want to make sure you're not going to kill the other patrons. A little different, you know? Those analogies don't really work because people couldn't take a vaccine to become non-Japanese. No, exactly, right? One of these things has to do with like a choice that one could make, and the other is based on an immutable characteristic. Granted, a societally shaped immutable characteristic, but yes.
His sign says, "We accept all,"
Press is here.
and
I know. Other press might
you know, other people haven't accepted
Oh.
us, and I think it's really important that we all come together and realize that we're all humans. Thank you.
No, I'm sorry. No, I don't accept you. I will not accept you or your terrible fucking choices. That's the thing, right? You just said it. Like it's not that you were born this way. It's that you choose to be this stupid. And I can't accept that. I can't accept this level of selfishness from you. I'm sorry.
No, we're all humans. Black, white, women, men, non-binary people, the vax, the not vax, those with
The
cars,
police.
those without.
Please.
Oh my god. They're relativizing. I mean, like, yeah, I mean, like, I mean, we have hate speech laws here too, but like, I don't think this is quite like at that limit of what constitutes hate speech. But like, comparing yourself to the fucking to racial segregation to like any of this stuff, like, and they have compared themselves. Like Ezra, who's Jewish himself, has compared what's going on to the Holocaust constantly on his fucking show. And yeah, it is. It's a relativizing. It's also trivializing what happened at the Holocaust. Like all these people right now, like if this really was the equivalent of racial segregation, all these people right now violating the law and eating pizza on this patio would probably be getting beaten the shit out of by police and hosed down. And yet, look at them. They're enjoying their fucking pizzas, violating the law right now. What tyranny? What tyranny we live in.
Thank you very much for doing what you know is right and standing up for your fellow man. Like,
I just want to pause before we get there too, Cars. But my God, sometimes you have the ability to just know where this is going. So I'm going to read this and see how relevant it is later. Tukar says, they came for Columbus Day, and they're shutting down Italian pie shops. And now Jody making fun of Andrew Cuomo. First, First, they came for Columbus Day, and I did not. Then they came for Mexico.
What's going on right now is obviously nothing short of discrimination. It's extremely immoral, and it's really heartwarming to see that there's people that are standing up and saying, no, this isn't right, and we're not going to take part in this. It doesn't matter if you're coming to the Whistle Stop and supporting us, or coming to Without Papers, or whatever other places are speaking out and pointing out the fallacy in the policy right now. Supporting any of those places is doing a service for everybody.
Are you going to try to make some big money off your lies, Rebel?
Yes, this guy to the
That's
rescue.
incredible.
Are you going to try to make some big bucks up your lies, Rebel? I love this guy.
Amazing.
Oh,
That's a good question, Rebel. Are you?
shout out to this guy, all right?
Sure you are. That's what you do. You don't have real news. Yeah, you just have sensationalism. And look at all these businesses that are open. But that doesn't matter to you.
Yeah,
What matters is the
businesses are
closed
taking
business
people in.
who's against health mandates that are protecting people. But you're not about protecting people.
Not protecting the 802 kids that weren't able to get their
Surgeries.
surgery.
My God.
You're out here instead
Here you're going to support these people.
supporting these kids getting their surgeries postponed. I don't believe that you should be.
I'm like, why would they air this? Like, I guess they're airing it because they're like, look at these silly, like naysayers who are like actually believe in the virus. And it's like, they have a good point. The hospitals
they
in
really do.
Alberta are so full, they're sending ICU patients to other provinces. And it's I love the point that the one guy raised where he's like, look at all these businesses that are open.
Yeah.
You know, what tyranny
all
are
of
we
them.
living in?
It's horrendous. Look at that.
Oh my god.
Everyone's back to their life, except for these fucks who just need to be the victim.
Italian discrimination is the biggest discrimination I will not tolerate. Oh no, mod fight. Mod fight. Can you block each other? How does that work? I don't even know how that works.
Forcing things into people. What I believe is that if you're going to be out here encouraging people to protest at the fucking hospitals, then you're a piece of degenerate.
Is that for me or for someone else?
Oh, it's for everyone here, and including Rebel News, who puts that on all the time. Here we have clear evidence of serving. There's food storage happening right here without the temperature measures. Some hand wash stations right here. Plus all the COVID restrictions.
Weird edit there, but like I do love they're just gonna the films the people. Yeah, love it. We need more of that energy in London. 16th is almost upon us. I think Chris Sky's crowds are gonna be showing up apparently on the 16th. So maybe I'll get to stand there and call them degenerates. Fun time. Jody timeout Nick for 8. I don't even know how to time out, so that's on you, mods. Dudes rock. Dudes do rock. Yeah, we get the in-depth debates with police.
You don't have a right to sit. That is what is being told to you.
They show it. The dude's just hanging out of his window. Get arrested. Fucking get him.
You don't have a right to sit. That's the problem here. Man, wow.
I love this guy
the level
above the restaurant, and he's like, I want it closed.
Yeah.
I hate these people. Oh my god.
God. It's these poor fucking people. Holy shit.
Well, I mean,
Oh, what
given
a
what
rough
the
life.
pizza place is doing now, like, I totally
Oh,
get
yeah,
his
no.
energy. You know what I mean? They probably do other shitty things that he has
Oh,
had to experience.
100%.
Oh, wait, you're gonna say something? Were you gonna say something?
No.
Okay, sorry.
Good job. Can't have a picnic table on the sidewalk, right? You need a permit for that.
Can I still get your cooperation getting up off the table so we can impound these items?
Right.
Yeah, no, you got your mouth full. I understand.
The only thing we're here to address is just the table.
That's
in the middle of the
amazing.
sidewalk.
Those seats are
Their seats are reserved for humans, not monsters like you fucking people. Incredible.
I love like they're filming these to be like, look at this person's not even saying we're human. Like, look at how mean they are. I do love like the police are coming to literally confiscate the picnic table. Granted, you know, ACAB and all this shit, but this is genuinely hilarious. I don't know if this needed to be done, but I appreciate the trollish energy of removing the picnic tables from the fucking pizzeria that refuses to abide by health mandates.
That's it. And that just requires a street use permit. You sitting down and eating your pizza has nothing to do with this. It's the table that we're concerned with.
Okay, well, I'm going to be a while.
Sure.
Oh no, there's a pizza stand up.
How's it going, guys? So we all know that the L paper's been shut down, right? So
For just not supporting discrimination and segregation,
well, not complying with the Alberta Health
which
Services.
is promoting.
I mean, there's the other element of this too, which we have to acknowledge, which is the fact of like, in any other situation, if someone was being as obstinate as this like stupid fuck sitting on the table, all these people would be beating the shit out of them. But
Yes.
instead, they're just being like polite and patient with these fuckers as they sit there violating health mandates.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Like this, if it was a slightly different demographic, this would not be the outcome that it currently is. It would be a lot more violent.
Yep.
It's like,
Sorry.
no, I was just gonna complain. Like I kind of would prefer they just throw those pizzas to the fucking ground and impound the goddamn tables already. It's kind of frustrating that they just won't, but whatever.
Discrimination.
And I'm not going to argue with that. The business has been shut down. So the table needs to go.
As soon as I'm finished this, I'll get up.
Well, I mean, if you're just going to eat the pizza, I'll leave you for the next couple minutes.
Thank you very much.
Enjoy the pizza.
Thank
It
you
is
very,
good
thank you
pizza.
very much.
Fuck the police, man. God damn it.
Nice work, guys. Really, really earning that paycheck today.
Finish a goddamn pizza. What a goddamn.
There's discrimination and segregation happening in this province, in this city, being promoted by the premier and being promoted by the mayor. And you guys are supporting that. As long as you know that, you're supporting that.
Okay. So
I'm
I'll let you eat your pizza.
He's following every health order that he's supposed to follow to keep people safe. He just will not. He will not abide.
He's following every health order except for the explicit one they're being shut down. Jesus fucking Christ.
Segregation and discrimination. These rules that the government and bylaws are putting in place, and he's serving people equally.
Like, Elron, was this the demographic you were saying was not going to be targeted by the police?
Yeah, this might be the demographic that I was saying might get the fuck out, fuck away from this shit.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, discrimination.
It's segregation. Everything
And
that's-
segregation.
yeah.
That's what they're experiencing right now. What a bunch of, pardon my French, little bitches. Jesus Christ. Like, come on. You must like say that and then think, am I being an asshole? Am I maybe minimizing these issues just a little bit?
They do really want to be victims badly. Babble Boom. Babble Boom.
I'm being discriminated against. Fuck off.
Yeah. Like it's amazing because like there's gonna be documentaries in the future referring back to this moment, and what it is gonna be is these people being like, I could have just They could have just shown papers to show that they were vaccinated and be allowed to eat these pizzas. And like the fact that this is how they react to that. They're little babies. They're just little babies. Petition for Canada recognizing the ongoing genocide of anti-vaxxers.
Oh my gosh. Please, let's do it. I mean, let's put it in there. Let's show them how fucking stupid this is.
Oh my god.
Man, Grandpa, what did you do during the COVID times? I explained how I was being discriminated against because I didn't want to get the life-saving vaccine.
Yeah.
It's weird. I was a real freedom fighter.
I wonder, I don't know. I've never met an older person who goes around bragging about being like a polio vaccine denier. I know they existed. I just never hear them bragging, you know?
I don't think I genuinely think that these people, if they survive into grandparent age, I don't think they're going to be bragging about it. I think they'll shut the fuck up and then maybe casually bring it up when their like grandchild brings over their girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever.
Yeah.
And like make everyone really awkward, like make everything awkward and everyone uncomfortable. Well, I didn't know what was in the vaccine at the time, but you know, it seems like everyone's okay.
I remember it was the day of the pizzeria, and we took that picnic table. And I looked that police officer in the face, and I was like, I'm going to finish eating my pizza.
I love that. It's like an old Southern gentleman.
They all share that lineage, don't they?
I really do, actually. Really kind of do.
And for that, he's being punished.
Calgary Police Service. Love you too, man. We love the Calgary Police. We love you, man.
That's where he lost me.
All right, I think he's kind of high. All right, maybe he shouldn't be our hero today.
I mean, he dehumanized all the anti-vaxxers. That he loves the Calgary Police. Not on board with that, but all right, sure.
Love you. Let the police have the pizzas, please. Just take the pizzas too, man. Have something to eat.
Thank you, but we don't need that.
I do appreciate that comment. Just eat the pizzas, man. Take their pizzas and eat them. But at least we get the picnic tables and throw them back.
Thanks, man. You did. On the last table, we brought you back.
So I've left a notice on the door, and then the occupants or the business owner can contact me and look at how to get their items back.
And look, they're right back at it. Fucking picnic tables go, and they set up milk crates to set up their fucking pizzas. To give them away for free, apparently, to stage a protest.
Look at the people. Look at the heart of the people. They're bringing pizzas for you, so you can enjoy it. I mean, what a heart!
This is an incredible. I don't know why they decided to do this, but you got Adam Sues and Artur Pawlowski. Okay, and they're walking up. It's now evening time after this. What we just witnessed. And then they decide to do like a slow down camera shot as if like, now the bad boys have arrived. Watch this shit.
For you. So you can enjoy it. I mean, what a heart of that man.
Disease
we still can
showed
push
up.
this great evil, and we can do it together. So people over there that you're watching, rise up now or tomorrow, it's your skin. Just like I said to the cops, just like what I said to the doctors, the nurses 2 years ago. They came for my skin. Well, you're not the pastor, so you didn't care. They were my children they were after. They were not your children, so you didn't care. But today are your children. Today is your job. When I was growing up, I saw the power of the people.
I wish he would recite what the very first line is to that poem.
Yeah, it'd be nice, wouldn't it?
First, they came for the communists. You did
Can't say that part. Can't
This-
say that part.
Yeah, this guy claims that what's happening is authoritarian communism, and he knows because he used to be in Poland or something.
That's
Yeah,
right.
socialist, not communist.
Famously, there was that time in Poland where you couldn't go to pizza shops, and that was authoritarianism. It's very famous. It's just like what's happening now. They're equivalent.
I mean,
equivalent.
yeah, I know.
It's equivalent, Jody. The fucking shit that people had to deal with in Poland and Russia and all these other fucking countries,
Well-
it's equivalent to now I can't have my pizza on the bench.
Let's remember that, like, pre the Soviet takeover of Poland, they like helped participate in the fucking Holocaust. So, and those are my relatives too. I'm Polish. This is
They were just taken over.
yeah, no, the Poles were taken over by everyone always, even
Yeah,
themselves.
and yeah, you guys, you shouldn't really have a country at this point, should you?
Well, I mean, I'm so far removed from it, but and like the immigrants that came like with my grandpa, like they were a lot of them were like labor activists and stuff like that. So there's kind of a cool history with all that. But I think they came pre World War II. Is when my relatives moved here. So yeah, I avoided all that shit. But I do think there's one. I think I remember when I was studying Poland as a kid to get some sort of like idea of like my quote unquote cultural heritage, whatever. And I think Poland, they wanted a monarchy like really bad, so we created a monarchy and had a Polish king, and then eventually decided we didn't want the king anymore and got rid of him. You know, Polish people. This is the kind of shit that stirs up mad people who end up killing cashiers or bus drivers. I mean, like, yes, but like, I don't know if Arthur is that voice. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think part of like the stirring up, it's not just the content, it's also like you need the charisma of a fascist leader, and I do not think that Arthur has that charisma. You know, there was like he's riding his fame off of like one incident where he like was yelling "Get out" over and over again. I think it was. Let me find that, because the funny thing is Rebel talks about this guy non fucking stop, and I've refused to cover him because he's such a baby. He's such a baby and he's annoying. And so I just haven't recorded him, or like we haven't done a show on him. But he's been arrested several times because he just refuses to listen. But like the very first like incident was like it was shown that like police entered his church and his response was to just yell at them, which was fine. But like he was just repeating like out, 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 and like that's like what got him famous all over the world. Like a lot of right-wing news sources started like posting his shit. I can't find the clip right away. The point is like that's how he got big, and then from that, like I don't know, he just doesn't have the charisma. Finland had a civil war because they wanted a German king, but by the time the war was done, Germany didn't have a king anymore. Awesome.
When the people had enough and they pushed this great evil and they took it to the streets, it was over for the villains. It was over for the villains when the people said, wait a second, there's more of us than of them.
Like, there's an element in which, too, it's like he's trying to give this stirring speech and a bus is driving by and there's no crowd of people. Like, it's missing the let's just say context. It's missing a lot.
And they said, we shall not comply. We will not work for the tyrants. We will not obey it. We can do it. We can still turn this around. But they will require us, all of us, to pay a price. And this man here, that's why I came publicly to support him. Evil never stops. Bully will keep bullying until you say, wait a second, this is my sandwich. My mommy makes the best sandwiches on earth. I'm not giving it to you anymore. Today they're stealing your...
What? My mommy makes the best sandwiches on earth. I'm not giving it to you anymore. What?
I don't.
Yeah. Babble Boom, do you still think that this is This is the kind of shit
What
that
a
stirs up people who end up killing cashiers and bus drivers.
what a rousing speech, honestly.
My mommy had the most beautiful sandwiches. Oh, just to eat some sandwiches, man.
Chairs and your tables. Tomorrow they will be stealing your houses and your cars. That's a hero. Look at him over there.
That's right. It starts with taking the picnic tables and chairs from the pizza store. Tomorrow it's going to be all of our houses. You heard it here first. So we will hold Pavlovsky to that, and we'll see if in the near future a direct extension will go from this pizzeria to the taking of all of our houses. We'll see. This is like another like point that Ezra brings up on his show all the time. It's like, oh, they have a vaccine passport for this, for this, for this, and soon you're gonna have to like show proof of vaccination before you can rent a house. Or like that person in chat earlier who was talking about eventually they're gonna ask you for a passport to go to the grocery store. And it's like none of those lines have been crossed yet. And I'm sure if they do, there's gonna be a lot more resistance. They're banking on the idea that there won't be that resistance, like they're perpetuating the idea that there won't be that resistance because they want to say like the masses have all been like seduced. I think recently we're talking a podcast episode that's going to be up soon about the Overton window. Like the Overton window has shifted so much that now people will just accept any kind of restrictions on their freedoms because we've been so like indoctrinated by this COVID thing. When it's like most people, the idea of the COVID restrictions are conditional on the fact that there's a pandemic happening. And that the reasons for having the policies are based on the evidence about the pandemic. If you just all of a sudden start taking people's houses, I do not think that there's going to be like, everyone's just going to be like, well, I mean, why not? We're now sheep because of the Overton window thing. And so therefore, take my house, please. I'm pretty sure that's not going to happen. They take our picnic baskets and soon they'll take our picnic table. Sounds like a Yogi Bear sketch.
That's what I was just thinking.
All right, boo boo.
They're taking our picnic table.
That's Canadian hero. That's a Canadian hero. Here's what I would say to every one of those people that are keeping their mouth shut because they're terrified. Because as long as I'm going to be quiet, maybe the government will leave me be. But history is teaching us that was and will never be the case.
Like, do these people who always like talk about this silent majority, or the people who are being quiet because they're terrified, have they ever considered that maybe these people are not being quiet because they're terrified, but because they think you're a fucking idiot? Maybe people are just polite enough not to say it to your face, and so they're quiet.
I think I'll say it. I think you're a fucking idiot, dude. Come on. This is not. Why are we acting like this? Are we that bored? Is it the lockdowns? Are the lockdowns making us bored?
It's
That what's
freedom,
happening?
Elron. All these people have read Ayn Rand.
Oh my god.
That's probably true.
I hope they didn't. I wish they didn't.
They came for me. It's just a matter of time when they're going to come for you as well. Not when, not if, but when. They are going to come for you. That's history. You don't have to believe Art Pawlowski. You don't have to believe me. But believe me, the history can teach you how the story ends if you will not raise your voice. If you will not stand up now, you might not have tomorrow. And that's history.
History.
Do all these people just like practice like really bad speeches in the mirror, just like based on the most like cliche lines that they've heard in fucking, I don't know, Braveheart or something?
Yeah.
Is that what this is?
I almost wanted him to say at the end of that, like, this is our Independence Day.
You can't use that accent. That's definitely offensive.
I'm Polish. Just because I wasn't
That's
raised
still
there.
offensive. Still so.
He's my
I don't know. There's
people.
still something wrong with it. Something's not quite right.
Oh, listen. Since I have a last name that no one can pronounce, I'm allowed to mock a Polish accent. Okay, it's the one accent I'm allowed to mock. All right. That's my what. It's like a Polish card. I have a Polish card I get to play.
You don't get that many, so yeah, go for it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. I really appreciate you tuning in.
You're
And if you
welcome,
want to see
Mr.
more of this
Wizard.
amazing coverage, please go to rebelnews.com. We'll show you the other side of the story, which you're not going to see anywhere else, and you can see all of the stories that we've done so far on Without Papers. And
Do you think like they're just recruiting people out of high school now?
I imagine it's all they can afford, right?
Yeah.
Hello, my rebels. Hello, my rebels. I'm a good boy. I'm a weirdo.